We're live. I'm flipping the camera around. All right, Mom. What is growing on?
You can't steal that catchphrase. You're gonna get a cease and desist.
Pete and I came up with that together, actually. We were drinking tequila and
Yeah, okay.
listening to Papadosio
They don't drink.
at
Do they drink
Envision
tequila
Festival
in
in
Florida?
Costa Rica before we went fruit exploring with our friend Trey. It was pretty cool.
I guess some of that's true. Most of it's not, but can confirm some of it is.
So, I put in the description that we were going to talk a little bit about our crop plan for this spring as far as flowers were concerned, herbs and perennials. So I guess, what are you planting now?
Right now, I am planting zinnias. Take a sip. Okay. Delicious. Good mix, baby. Shoot, did I do that one? Right now, I am planting zinnias, which was our most successful cut flower last year.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
We did not really break into the flower sales market early enough to compete, but we are brand new and we're learning. We had a couple decent flower sales, but didn't really succeed with like individual flower sales at markets. People weren't really into it. So we stopped trying that hard on that because it was a lot of labor and a lot of waste. But we did sell flowers for a wedding cake one time. That was pretty cool. But yeah, this year we're gonna try a little harder. We've already cold called a few florists who have expressed some interest. We also know that the florist or the flower farmer that a lot of the local gift shops are supplied by has gotten much bigger and isn't really as responsive to smaller orders lately, so that could be a good niche in the market for us to fill in.
I think there's a lot of room in the market, though. Like you said, this local company that she's talking about, to expand on that a little bit, is called Seed and Scratch.
No, it's not. It's called
Scratch and
House.
Scratch, something about
It's called
scratching.
Scratch House. It's called Scratch
They have
House.
fleas
They have fleas.
because they're scratchy. You get it?
I don't know why it's called Scratch House, but that is what it's called.
Nobody knows why. But it's because they
The
have
flowers
lice.
are beautiful.
The flowers are beautiful, but
Her arrangements are really unique.
they kind of have the whole market right now, and a few of our clients that sell our eggs and some of our produce and some of our other goods have expressed with us that they'd be willing to work with smaller local people if we could basically get our SHIT together. And that's really hard. We were just talking about it, and I feel like we could do well to have like a 50 by 20 or a 50 by 30 just for nursery starts. That way we could be, doing a lot of this in January, February rather than this time of the year. We make do with the small amount of space that we have in our shed, but we could really only start about 1,000 plants at a time. And for some context, these zinnias are going to take 1 foot spacing. Our rows are 4 foot wide by 100 foot long. So if we give them a nice edge, we're going to be fitting 300 plants minimum per row. We got anywhere from 16 to 32 full rows in the entire market space. We're obviously not planting all of those at once, but you could do the math. We really only have the infrastructure to start about 3 rows at any given time. We'd obviously like to improve on that while concentrating on vegetables and flowers. So it's kind of hard to have flowers ready by spring
People
because
want flowers by Mother's Day. That's like what would you call that, industry standard? Like
Right,
first bouquets
right.
should be ready by the second week of May.
kind of like with watermelons, they say you want watermelons by 4th of July, right? So same thing with flowers, like Holly's saying, is like you really want them pretty early. And I don't think we'll be that early this year, unfortunately. We are getting an earlier start than last year, but we'll see.
What is it, March?
March
Yeah,
17th?
We're probably not gonna. Well, 8 weeks. We might have some small bouquets by Mother's Day.
That's the goal, to have something. And this is the second round of zinnias and second round of perennials and flowers that we've actually started. So those other flowers are inside of our shed right now in our mini greenhouse. And then off to my left, I'll adjust camera just for a second.
I'm gonna get you some water. You can switch it up.
You guys can see over there this rack with the small wooden frame and the rest of those. That's our first round of plants out there. We've got some butterfly pea, some hibiscus, we've got some oregano, we've got a few different kinds of flowers going on over there, and we've got those racks over the top of them to keep our guineas out of to keep our guineas from basically destroying them. So that's really important, you know, is just keeping all of our animals out of the way. Pardon me, sweetheart? But yeah, we'll go check those out real quick, and I'll also show you guys the little greenhouse that we're growing in right now, and then we'll get back and talk about some of the varieties that we're growing. So quick walk and talk. This is not like technically advanced or anything like that. It's just a couple of these flower pots inverted on top so they can't get over here and scratch all of this up. So this is butterfly pea, 2 racks of parsley over here, and then 1 rack of oregano. And we've had some pretty cold nighttime temperatures, so a lot of these plants haven't gotten super big. This whole rack over here is different peppers and flowers that we just seeded yesterday. Nighttime temperatures are starting to get warmer, so those are going to germinate out here. But our process lately has been, and this will kind of explain to you guys, like this is what we're dealing with space-wise. So these are 4 16-foot long cattle panels. They're arced into a J shape up against the side of our shed, and I've got a very moderately insulated place that we're growing a lot of our seedlings out for our operation. So we had a problem with a rat this year eating a lot of our plants. We got them finally, thank goodness, but this whole rack was aloe vera, completely ate all of those. They would come and dig around in all of these seed trays and looking for God knows what, and messing up our germination rate. We've got some straw flower that's coming along strong there, and some yarrow on this back end. And these guys just go here because the shed's kind of a dead zone for the YouTube live. So we're gonna move back out. But that is what we're working with right now as far as a space to start indoors. So we're looking to expand that in the future. We've also got about 250 fig cuttings in there, growing out some trees. And then, hey sweetie, can I help you down? Okay, what do you want?
She wants the...
Okay, well if you come down, you let me help you down, you can have that little gopher arm, okay? I've got about 40 varieties of figs right here that we also grafted this season, so all of those are going to be trees someday. But yeah, we're really excited. We got a lot of things going. We've got our big vegetable order coming in the mail soon, and Mom's going to tell you guys a little bit about the flowers that we're planting right now.
Oh, I thought I started with that.
Well, I don't know if you told everyone the varieties that we're planting. Come on now, sweetie.
Well, I don't really remember which is which. At the time we chose with intention, but I don't remember what all the names were. The one I just planted is called Aurora. It's from Johnny's. Not sponsored yet. If you're watching this, send us some seeds. Yeah, we got seeds from Johnny's.
Oh, hey, I've got a really important update. I Hate Humanity, shout out to I Hate Humanity. He said, this is stupid. Hey, I hate humanity. Why don't you go...
Wait, how do you hate humanity? Are you not humanity?
Well, they probably hate themselves, too.
I'm just confused at...
You know, I feel really bad because I Hate Humanity probably doesn't have a father. And, you know, he just went to get milk one day and didn't come back.
Robots don't have dads, so it's fine.
Oh, so you think I Hate Humanity is like a...
That's the only way
from
it
a
makes
bot
sense.
farm or
That's
something
the
like
only
that?
way it makes sense.
Well, he could just not have a soul. I guess same.
Is
right?
a soul required to be considered human?
Question mark.
Human is the biological meat suit, I think.
Right.
Personhood is from... Personhood
But that
is when you have a soul.
are we assuming that all humans have a divine spark? And
Hey, flamingo.
is I hate humanity? We've given you a lot of time. I hate humanity. I hope you could come to love certain aspects of humanity at least in the future. And while this might be stupid to you, this is literally our life, and we get to play in the dirt for a living. So we appreciate you stopping by. We appreciate your input, and you plant something in the ground someday. Watch it grow.
Touch grass.
It'll make it'll make your life a little better, I think. Lots of love, buddy.
Touch the dirt. Okay, those ones have seeds. Does that mean we had a viewer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we had like up to 5 at one point in time. I think there's a couple people still here right now. Hey, to you people still here, that's really cool. Lots of love. I wanted to show you something cool before we let you go. This is our seed mix. We made this. This is 70% our compost, about 15% peat moss to help sterilize it, make it a little less fertile, and then about 10% perlite, which is that white stuff, helps with drainage. So we made our own soil mix this year, saved ourselves a lot of money. That's really cool. Our compost pile is over there, beyond the plants that I showed you earlier, and beyond my DeWalt drill in the back. So that's what we got going on today, guys. We are starting a lot of seeds. Each one of these seed trays is 72 plants. So we've got 10 of them in front of us now for 720 plants in front of us. Another about 1,000 over here on the rack that I showed you guys, and another 2,000 still germinating inside of the shed. We are going to plant all of these guys in due time, and we'll be starting about 500 to 1,000 individual plants every day for the next week or so until we get caught up. Any final thoughts, Mom? Last things to leave people with?
I don't ever have last thoughts.
There's never a last thought. These are guineas. They're an interesting creature. They're supposed to eat ticks and fleas. I'll let you know how that goes. All right, peace out, guys. Hope you and your families and your gardens grow big and strong. Lots of love.